Beware, beware. This leak could make you pull your hair. And I don't want you to pull your hair. That seems like it could be painful. So we've got a very cool, very exciting leak, but we've got to be careful. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Also, Amazon and Nintendo are feuding again. Lego Zelda is right around the corner, and Joy-Con Drift is back in the news. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I hope you're all doing fantastico out there. Let's talk about this leak, okay? I like to really evaluate leaks, and when I see them, I say, okay, this leak seems fun, this leak seems cool, this leak would be exciting, but what's the validity? At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. We can talk leaks all we want about, Mario and Donkey Kong sitting in a tree, they make a new game, and then it's RPG, and then it's open world, and then Cloud Strife comes, no, is it valid or not? And we've established over the last 7 years of SwitchForce, which leakers are correct, which leakers are incorrect, which leakers are reputable, which ones are like Pioro and are seemingly never ever wrong. So I want you to know that this leak excites the heck out of me. It's one of the biggest things I would want from Nintendo, but we have to be careful. We have to be careful because even though this leaker has correctly got some things very right, they also like to just spew. And I'm very worried and cautious around leakers that spew. One thing I respect heavily about Pioro is Pioro just he says what he means. He says it once, he says it sparingly, and he doesn't just talk. Words from Pioro are like gold. When Pioro spews out the beak, we're like, thank you, that's delicious, that's yummy, that's gold. So this leak comes from Nash Weedle, who, Nash Weedle got a lot right about Metroid Dread, which was very impressive. He has connections to Mercury Steam, the company that developed Metroid Dread, it seems. But he likes to talk a lot about other things as well, and many of those have been suspect. So when he comes through with this new leak, just be very careful. And this is even more than a grain of salt. This is I guess take it with a grain of salt. Salt's really little. What's smaller than that? Take it with a grain of nanofiber, okay? Because he's talking about Mario and Luigi are coming back. Now, this is very, very convenient because what is the next big Nintendo Switch game? What's right around the corner? Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. So what franchise outside of Paper Mario would that audience who's excited for that game be most eager to hear is coming back? Probably Mario and Luigi. Look, Alpha Dreams series was phenomenal. From Fawful to Cacaletta to Bowser's Inside Story, this has been a home run winner. I think Mario and Luigi is one of Nintendo's most funny, most inventive, most creative, most awesome game sub-series that they have produced, and it sucks that Alpha Dream was shuttered. But according to Nash Weedle, Mario and Luigi are coming back, which I don't want to get my hopes up, man. I gotta be careful of this. Look, if I had to put my marbles in a basket, I would say no. I would say no. I want to believe it, but I would say no. Anyways, let's talk about it briefly. Nash Weedle says, maybe not as we would all expect, but there is a title in development that includes the name of the two plumbers. It seems that it would be advanced and could be announced in this fiscal year. So that sounds all fine and dandy. A Mario and Luigi game that is far along in development. It could be announced this fiscal year between now and next March. And it's got the title of Mario and Luigi. But he said not as we expect, meaning it could have a different style of gameplay or be something different altogether. Now, maybe Nash Weedle does have some correct insight here, but maybe his streams are being crossed. Maybe Mario and Luigi are not coming back in the RPG fashion, but maybe there's a Mario and Luigi game that is being developed to tie into, say, the next movie. Mario and Luigi are very popular, and every game we have is like Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario, until we had Super Luigi U, right? So Luigi and Mario together, that could be a really unique circumstance and a really interesting title, especially if it's offering a new genre-bending, interesting split-off, snip-off, spin-off for the Mario Brothers franchises. At the same time, if this was Mario and Luigi, I would be all for it. Nintendo has been going hard on the RPG front, bringing back remakes of Mario RPG and the 7 Stars, and Mario RPG, Paper Mario version, Thousand-Year Door. Doing a phenomenal job of bringing back fan favorites, doing a phenomenal job of pulling from their history, doing a phenomenal job of showing that Mario belongs in RPGs, at least some of the time. This would make a lot of sense. This would be a super great move, but I don't want to believe it because the leaker that is in question here has been so up and down as of late. I believe since their Metroid Dread stuff, which was correct, don't get me wrong, they got that nicely, I don't know that they've had much correct. So don't believe in a Mario and Luigi game. Be wary if you see this being posted other places. Be careful if you get excited for Mario and Luigi. I'd love for it to happen. If I had to bet, I'd say no, but at least this is a morsel, a nugget. So if it does pop up, we've talked about it, we've heard about it, we can remember and call back to this, and it would give mass credibility back to Nash Weedle in my mind, because this is something that nobody else is talking about. I haven't seen this rumor or heard of this from any other leaker, but if it does start to spread this week around the internet, just know Zach from SwitchForce doesn't really buy it, even though I'd love to. He doesn't buy it. And you can't buy Amazon Nintendo point cards anymore. Amazon has sold Nintendo eShop cards for a while, but they stopped selling them. As of today, mysteriously, they have disappeared. They can only be bought through third-party sellers, not from Amazon directly. Now, Nintendo has reached for comment on this, and they said, we have no comment. Nintendo and Amazon have had some feuds in the past. It seems like they don't get along for some reason. There's been some issues with their games and the stocking of their games on Amazon proper, not taking into account, of course, third-party sellers. And now the eShop cards being gone is puzzling. eShop cards should be very easy to access. They should be very easy to get and to buy pretty much anywhere digitally or physically. It's just currency to buy Nintendo games. There really shouldn't be much of an issue with being able to pick up monies for your eShop. Now, you can always just put in a credit card, but sometimes you want to gift it, sometimes you need to get it a different way, etc., so on and so forth. It's annoying and frustrating, and I'm curious what happens with this. Amazon and Nintendo need to work together because Nintendo sells way too much for Amazon to be too stubborn. But maybe there's some issue that they're fighting over currently, and that is the reason for this. But if you were planning to get an eShop card off Amazon for somebody's birthday or for yourself, it's not possible unless you go through a third-party seller. Now, fans and people, players, and gamers know that Joy-Con drift has been a massive issue throughout the life cycle of Nintendo Switch. And there was a massive class action lawsuit filed back in 2020 that gained a lot of traction, as we talked about, like, is Nintendo responsible for their crummy Joy-Con? And that went back and forth. Nintendo offered some options to fix them. People were digging into their Joy-Con themselves via YouTube tutorials. But now it seems, inexplicably, everybody's agreed to drop the lawsuit. It never really progressed very far, but now both parties, Nintendo and those pursuing the civil action, have agreed to dismiss the trial, which is very curious because one of two things happened. Either A, they were proven without a morsel of doubt that they could not win, and so they said, okay, fine, we give up. Or did Nintendo offer them some money on the side to keep this out of court? Both of them seem perfectly plausible to me, and in fact, I might bank on the latter, given how aggressive Nintendo has been to cover things up, move things out of the way, and ensure that they move forward powerfully. Look what they've done with emulators, look what they've done with mods, look how secretive they're keeping their next system. Nintendo doesn't want anybody raining on their parade, even if it's a drizzle. So I could easily see Nintendo offering some sort of payout to keep this out of court. We'll keep you posted on this, but as of right now, the Joy-Con drift issue, like, it does sort of feel like it's a thing of the past. Have you had a recent Joy-Con drift? Have you got your Joy-Con fixed? Are they good now? Have you fixed them yourself and they're good now? I don't hear about it half as much as I used to. And I don't know if that's just because people expect it to happen and so they're bored of like posting about it, talking about it. It's like, well, this is just part of the package you get when you get a Nintendo Switch, and when you have a bunch of Joy-Cons, some of them are going to poop out eventually. Or has it really been remedied? Like, did Nintendo fix yours? Did you fix yours? Have you seen a improvement in newer purchased Joy-Cons that they don't actually drift? Because now there's no longer a class action lawsuit to look forward to maybe get some, I don't know, some free Nintendo points out of Nintendo. I would love to see a Lego Zelda game. I think that would be a super interesting partnership, and one that would rival the Star Wars Lego games as an excellent side adventure for a very popular franchise. But we're starting off small, and that will be actually big, with a Lego Deku Tree that is rumored to release on September 1st for 300 euros. That is so darn expensive and will be over 300 bucks in the United States. I guess if you're a Lego fan, this comes as no surprise, as Lego kits are so pricey. I would love to get this, but apparently this one is a 2,500 piece set with a bunch of minifigures, including Classic Link, Young Link, Breath of the Wild Link, and Breath of the Wild Zelda. 2 new pieces for the Hylian Shield and the Ocarina, and it is going to be a beautiful green Ocarina of Time Deku Tree and a pink Breath of the Wild Deku Tree where you can rebuild and swap between the two. Now that does sound like a really swanky package and one that would be sick for the shelf back there. Maybe I can ask for it for my birthday or something, but paying over $300 for a brick Deku Tree feels a bit gross. Then again, Lego and Zelda partnering up is pretty sick, and this just builds upon the Mario Lego sets, the Animal Crossing Lego sets, and so Zelda is obviously next in line. September 1st is supposedly the release date. You got a few months to save up your money. This is going to be a big hit, I'm sure, and I love the fact that it's giving us 4 minifigures, 3 Links, 1 Zelda, a Hylian Shield, and a tiny baby Ocarina. Let me know if you're going to pick this up, if you're going to splurge for the Deku Tree, and bow beneath its pink and green presence in the comments down below. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay pals out there. I love you lots. SwitchForce out.